Alright, in this video, I'm about to cover my top 6 ways for staying consistent in weightlifting. Now, as y'all can see, I'm not the biggest. I don't have a crap ton of muscle mass, but I've been at this for around 2 years, maybe more. I think almost 3 years. So I'm fairly experienced in this area. So you might ask, okay, why aren't you bigger than you are right now? Why don't you got a better physique? Bro, for most of the time that I've been training, I have not known anything about how to eat right, how to train right as far as volume goes and everything else. I have, bro, literally the only thing I have known for most of the time that I've been training is train consistently and eat a lot of protein. I've not known nothing else. The majority of my progress has been very recent, like really in the past year. I've put on the muscle that I have right now. Like most of the time, I'm just getting not really even that much bigger. But despite not knowing what the heck I'm doing, I have been so consistent, especially when I was making no progress. Bro, 7th grade up until pretty much the start of freshman year, I made almost no progress. Like basically no progress. And I still stayed consistent. I still worked out like 6 days a week. And working out 6 days a week isn't even, what's the word, optimal. Like that's not even the right way to do it. And that I made it a lot. Basically what I'm trying to say is I made this a lot harder than it had to be. I made no gains and still worked out more than I needed to. Number 1, imagine 2 guys at a party. Both of them are offered a drink, like an alcoholic drink, obviously. First guy's like, nah, 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 nah. I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to quit drinking. And the other guy is just like, nah, I don't drink. The first guy sees himself as somebody who's trying to stop. The other guy is just like, nah, I don't even do that. So we can switch that around a little bit. If you look at yourself as a person who's trying to start working out, rather than seeing yourself as somebody who just works out, then, bro, you're going to have a heck of a lot harder time to get into it. Because if you don't, bro, when you look in the mirror, I don't care how fat you are. I really don't. You could be like 500 pounds. I don't care. I don't care how out of shape you are. If you look in the mirror and you don't see yourself as somebody who lifts weights, then how the hell are you going to lift weights? It doesn't even make sense. You almost have to brainwash yourself into thinking like, yeah, I go to the gym. And to develop that mindset is going to take a while. And you have to just slowly transition into it. So how do you transition into this mindset? Like I said, it's going to be a slow process. But what you can do to speed that process up is affirmations, right? Now, I don't mean before you go to bed every night, you lay there and you're like, yes, I work out, I'm getting big, like, I don't know if y'all seen like videos talking about like affirmations make you successful. They really don't. It's hard work that makes you successful. Affirmations are like a boost almost to your hard work. So whenever you find yourself getting off your ass and going to the gym or hitting some push-ups in your room or whatever, after that or even during that, you can be like, yeah, I'm working out. Why am I working out? Because I work out. After the workout, you could be like, yeah, I just did that. Why did I do that? Because that's what I do. Like, I don't really know how to put it any better than that. You just have to really see yourself as the person who works out, and affirmations help that. So after, like I just said, after you're done, just be like, yeah, I did that because that's what I do. That's how we roll. That's what we do. That's how we live, because we work out. You just got to be like that. The second way to become consistent is to actually set a goal. Because if you don't, bro, if you're just in the gym or at your, because I have a home gym, as y'all can see, if you're just working out and you don't have a goal set, you might as well just go back to bed or hop back on the game or whatever. Do whatever else you've got to do. Because like bro, let's put this more simply. Simply, is that even a word? Simple. Gosh dang. Would you rather run a marathon just to run a marathon, or run a marathon because you know you're going to get $1,000? Like, obviously, who wants to run a marathon in the first place? I play soccer. I don't even want to run a marathon. But hey, for $1,000, shoot. Like, I'm down. I'm down as hell for $1,000, right? So you got to set a goal. You got to, if you're skinny like me, you got to be like, okay, we're going to build this amount of muscle mass by this time. And then once you actually put in the work and you hit that goal and you realize you did that, you said you were going to do something and then you do it, bro, the dopamine and the just that feel good sensation when you realize that you really said something and then you went out and did it, that's going to give you 10 times more motivation to go and do it again, but just do it more, if that makes sense. Now, to add on to that, because this is probably the most important part of this step, don't make your goal big. That sounds dumb, right? Because you want to be ambitious. But when you start out with small goals, that's going to make your progress go way faster. Because like I told y'all, when y'all reach a goal, then you're going to feel really good about yourself and you're going to have motivation to go reach more goals. But when those goals are small, then you'll get that motivation faster, right? So if instead of just setting a bunch of huge goals, like I'm going to build 20 pounds of muscle in the next year, then just be like, yeah, I'm going to build 1 pound of muscle in 2 months. Or well, hold on, that's a little too little. But like, you know what I mean, right? Think of yourself like a big boulder rolling down a hill. If you set small goals and you keep on progressively hitting them and then becoming better, then you keep the ball rolling. You keep the boulder rolling down the hill. But if you're setting humongous goals, the boulder rolling down the hill is going to be like, nah, like, it's going to slow down and it might just come to a stop, right? So you got to set little goals that you can easily hit to keep the ball rolling. Now, obviously, these goals, they still want to be hard. Like, don't set dumb goals, but set hard goals, but set simple goals, right? Just keep it simple, and you will see a lot more progress. Third thing, stop trying to jump into it so fast. This is like the concept of progressive overload, which I'm sure you've heard before. Listen, the same way you can't bench 100 kilograms your first time at the gym is the same way you can't jump into a whole ass workout routine and expect to stick with it, right? So you just got to start off simple, bro. Just start doing a couple simple exercises a couple days a week, right? Like, you don't need to make a whole complex routine when you've never even started before. It just doesn't work like that. You got to start off slow, real slow, and build yourself up to it. Don't make an excuse for being inconsistent because you just don't have time or you're busy, right? Pick the time, because I know damn well you're not busy 24/7. You have a couple hours where you can low-key like hit some push-ups or pull-ups or squats, like 3 sets or something so simple. Pick those times where you know damn well you could be getting active. Pick those times and just do something simple, and then just build on that. Progressively overload, progressively make it more hard. Don't jump into it real hard. It's the same, bro, with cold showers. Like, you can't just jump into taking cold showers. You gotta start off a little cold and get colder and colder and colder and colder until it's like freezing your balls off type cold. You gotta start off slow, bro. Number 4, this is going to actually tie into the first thing we said about identity, right? So throw it into a daily routine, like, for example, in the morning. So when you include it in your routine, if you miss it one day, you're going to feel a little bit weird, right? Because us humans, we're built to like routine, right? Because we feel comfortable in our routine. Whether that routine is wake up and jump in a freezing cold lake or wake up and play video games, it doesn't matter. We are built to have routine because that's what makes us feel safe. I think it's literally like an evolutionary thing, right? It makes us feel safe to have a routine. So listen, if you put lifting, working out in your routine, then if you decide to be lazy and not do it, then you're going to feel weird. You're going to actually feel better doing it, even though it's hard, than you will if you don't do it. Now, you just have to, like I said, start off slow and just put like 1 set of push-ups into your morning routine and then slowly build on that. And then eventually you'll be able to do a whole ass workout every single day and get big and get strong. It's not that hard, bro. It's just progression. That's all it is. I actually have been recently missing a lot of days of lifting. That's why my uploads have been less consistent. I don't know if y'all have noticed that. Because I have soccer and it's just hard to do this while going crazy in my sport. And every time I miss out on workouts, bro, oh my gosh, I feel so just uncomfortable because it's part of me. It's part of my routine. It's part of my identity. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's identity. And another way you build on your identity is to add things is to have a routine. I probably should have put that in the first point, but it's kind of better off as its own point, right? So routine, routine. Keep that in your freaking brain, bro. I was about to say the F word, but nah. And that actually brings me to the next point. Bro, start off working out every single day. I know I just said something about earlier, or like in the beginning of this video, I said that it's not ideal to be lifting every day, but if you're that's if you're doing like complex, like an actual whole ass hard tough workout every single day, because you obviously need days to rest, right? But if you're just starting out and you're just learning how to be consistent, you're not there yet, you're just learning, you're taking the baby steps, then you need to start every single day, right? Because it is much harder to become consistent when you're doing things once a week than you are every single day. Like, you're way more likely to just either be too lazy to do it, or just honestly just forget to do your weekly set of push-ups, your weekly squats. Like, that's just dumb. You're gonna forget. Something's gonna get in the way. Like, but if you just do like 20 push-ups every morning, bro, that is gonna, oh my gosh, that's so much better than trying to do it once or twice a week, right? So start with doing it every single day. And once you get more advanced, and once you got the, because really, bro, being consistent, it doesn't take long. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't take that long to actually be able to be consistent. It really doesn't. It just takes a bit of a mindset switch, which is what I talked about earlier, right? So start off lifting every single day, and then once you get more advanced and you become consistent, then dial it back down. Dial it down to 3 days a week, and just make those 3 days really hard. And start actually, it's not doing just push-ups and squats. Like, you start going to the gym and getting weight and doing all that stuff, bro. Now, the last thing, number 6, consistency is nothing without intensity, right? If you show up to school 5 days a week, but you don't pay attention in class, you're still gonna have bad grades, right? So you need to combine showing up to work out with actually pushing yourself hard so you make gains. So this is me a day later with my mic actually connected, because I just wanted to redo this part. But listen, intensity. To train with intensity, you have to push all the way to failure. That means pushing until you can't push no more. And even when you know you can't push no more, you still try and push hard. If y'all are paying attention to the workout that I have in the background, y'all saw earlier when I was doing bench press, once I couldn't push no more, I still tried. And I actually had to roll the bench or the bar off of me and get up, like stand up with it. That can be dangerous if you don't have a spot, but I wasn't doing that much weight, and I was getting like around 8 reps, I think. So I was all right. Like, I could handle it. So, but if you don't think you can handle something like that, just get a spot or just don't do it. But with other exercises like curls, you know you can't curl no more, but you still try. Or maybe you set the weight down for a second, take a breath, and then get one more rep in. On heavy exercises like bench or deadlifts or anything like that, you can use drop sets, which is basically as soon as you're done with the set, you lower the weight by, it basically depends on how much you're actually doing, but like, you lower the weight by a certain amount and then you instantly go again. It's called a drop set. Also, a big part of training hard is in your mind, right? So locking in mentally is very important. And for me, music and caffeine are 2 things that help like a lot. So go listen to some music that puts you in a hype mood. And then also with caffeine, don't use like an unhealthy amount. Just use enough to like get you like going, but don't like overdo it, because I know a lot of people really overdo it with caffeine these days. And then something else that helps you lock in and get real hype and go crazy is having a training partner. I've heard that having a training partner, somebody that pushes you hard, is like the best way to make gains, because like Like you're laying there under the bar, you can't get it up, and they're over there yelling at you and smacking you in the face. Like that's, bro, that's, and it's fun too. It makes training more fun. So get you one of them. Me personally, I train by myself, and I don't use a training partner because I don't have anybody to train with, and hopefully that changes one day. But yeah. And I guess to build on that point, don't unnecessarily fatigue yourself. Like, I mean, obviously you want to have a fair amount of volume in your workouts, but don't just be doing like after you finish with bench press, don't do a million sets of push-ups and then go do incline bench press, if that makes sense, because you're not going to make that much more gains from doing that, and you're just going to be extra tired. So don't, basically what I'm trying to say is prioritize the important lifts and then cut out the bull crap, right? You don't want to do a bunch of unnecessary stuff that makes you feel productive, but in the end you're just tiring your muscles out and making it longer for you to recover, and in the end you'll actually make less gains, if that makes sense. I used to do like a million drop sets on like curls because I wanted big biceps, but really when you just do like three simple intense sets, that's going to be better than a million drop sets, because even though it makes your arms feel less tired, you're pushing harder, right? And you're less tired, so you can push harder, right? So bro, that's all, bro. That's it. That is everything that I have on my Google document that I just read off to y'all. So if this video helped you, then freaking support my channel and go like, subscribe, or leave a like or something. And that's it. I'm out.